welcome to What's On at Cineworld Cinemas. I am Luca and this is Ollie Davis, and this is what's coming up on today's show.
We'll be giving our reactions to the first trailer for Lightyear.
We'll be going over the latest cinema releases, including Last Night in Soho.
And we're going to tell you the upcoming unlimited screenings we've got for you.
But before we get into that, shall we have a quick discussion about, well, we'll watch the trailer for Lightyear first, I suppose. But I did want to paint a little picture for you, because Ollie came into the studio today and he said, what are we going to do for the Cineworld show? And I said, we're going to do a reaction to the trailer for Lightyear. And his first question was, what's Lightyear?
I assumed it was just probably an animated film about a boy getting a car and racing in a local race.
You even said to me, is that worthy of a title and thumbnail?
Is that thumbnail worthy?
And I was like, yes, it is. But you didn't know that they'd announced this a couple of years ago.
Well, now, since we've started talking and I saw the title of the trailer as Disney's Lightyear, my mind has started to put two and two together.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I mean, finally, Ham is getting a solo movie.
Well, you see, it's not what you think it is.
Oh.
So let's watch the trailer, and I think you'll find out.
Okay.
Spaceman.
Buzz Lightyear, I'll say it now. I'll
Yeah,
say it. Buzz Lightyear,
Buzz Lightyear,
Toy
yes.
Story. So, in a rocket. That's definitely the face of Buzz Lightyear. Bit younger, maybe. Different helmet.
And he's going off on a little space adventure, it would seem.
It's just gone into hyperdrive.
To infinity and beyond, you might suspect. He's flying to the sun!
This is what they do in Star Trek IV, The Voyage Home. They time travel by going around the sun.
Bit of Bowie. Love a bit of Bowie.
Oh, it's weird seeing Lightyear's hair.
You'd like to come and meet us.
That looks very Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back.
There's a starman. It's a Flurgan.
Oh, I love the strings for the Bowie cover. Zerg!
There's the actual outfit.
La
Okay.
la 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 la.
So we're going to get to see the whole, what they call
Well, this is where the interesting part of this comes in, because that is not the story of Buzz Lightyear the toy. This is the story of the man who was the inspiration for the Buzz Lightyear toy. So Buzz Lightyear was a real person, and then they made a toy based on him and Emperor Zurg and all of the Lightyear stuff. That it's sort of based upon this real life story.
We're going to need to rewind a bit here. First off, Buzz Lightyear is not a toy.
No, you're right. He's an action figure.
He's a person!
No, he's not. He's an action figure.
He's a person.
He realizes that he's a toy. Come on now.
This rewrites the Toy Story quadrilogy.
I don't think it really
Five?
does.
Were 5 in the end?
No, there was 4 in the end.
For quadrilogy. Because what this says to me is Buzz was right all along. He was the spaceman.
Well,
We're going into a world where toys exist and talk to each other when people go out the room. And you're saying, no, that couldn't be the literal Buzz Lightyear.
Well, it's not the literal Buzz Lightyear. He is a toy. Woody literally says to him, you are a toy.
Because Woody
and
thinks
at
he's a
the
toy.
end of the movie, Buzz realizes that he is a toy, but that's okay.
Buzz is coming from a different dimension.
No.
That Buzz is from a different dimension.
this your theory?
Where he is real.
No, he's not.
And he goes into another dimension where he is convinced that he's a toy because in that dimension, he is a toy. It's he's on TV.
Are you telling me, like Greg Wallace now, are you telling me that you think the plot line of this movie is that a real life person called Buzz Lightyear goes on some adventures and the end of the movie, he's going to go through some trans-dimensional warp and he is going to end up in another universe where there is no real life Buzz Lightyear, but there are Buzz Lightyear action figures and he is an action figure, which is why he's like, but guys, I'm not a toy, I'm actually Buzz Lightyear.
it brings a horrifying edge to the Toy Story quadrilogy we grew up on.
Yeah,
Yes,
okay.
no, that is exactly what I'm saying. In the style of Quantum Leap. Again.
Everything on this show comes back to Quantum Leap.
Or, I don't know, what's a Farscape? Or loads of comic book storylines. So, like,
Is there a Star Trek reference you can give me?
well, I gave you one.
Oh, no, but I'm after
They
another.
flew round the sun to get to the 80s and save the whales.
I thought you were going to say it's a bit like Sunshine. You know, like where it's like the sun's dying. We need to drop a bomb into it to restart the sun.
Yeah, it checks out
It
scientifically.
really does, doesn't it?
So you've given me your argument for why my theory isn't right. So let me propose back to you.
Mm-hmm.
You're telling me that Disney wants to start making episodic standalone movies.
That is probably what I'm suggesting. I'm also going by, Disney's own logline for the movie, which is find out the story of the real life person who inspired the toy that we then loved in the Toy Story films.
Swerve! It is Khan.
Thanks, JJ.
Let's trust the marketing for a movie, sure. Honestly, this is big because, Toy Story is now a horror movie.
Oh, I mean, because you don't remember this film got announced.
Oh, I do now. I do now,
yeah.
but I forgot,
Do you know who voices Buzz Lightyear in this?
Wait, Chris Evans,
It's
right?
Chris Evans, yeah. And I'm excited for that. But I remember when the movie got announced and Chris Evans had to put out that tweet that was just like, guys, this isn't about Buzz Lightyear's toy. This is about the real life person who inspired the toy. And that tweet is now sort of going around from people being like, I feel really sorry that actors have to explain this sort of thing to people. Real serious actors had to be like, guys, let me lay out the plot line for you just so you're all clear.
Yeah. We don't want to offend anybody who takes the Tim Allen version as that they'll have to do the voice forever now. It's changed.
You've got to think though, in our Toy Story world that we're living in, why do you think that they changed the voice of, when they made the toy? Maybe this Buzz Lightyear never comes back, which is why they couldn't get him to record the Buzz Lightyear to the rescue, and they had to hire in another actor to provide the voice for him.
Okay, so you're kind of the production issues behind the kayfabe
that's
Buzz Lightyear show.
That's the next chapter I want to see. I want to see the board meetings about the making of the toy and the various different iterations they went through with the toy.
Well, we kind of went through this in Toy Story 2, which is, a comment on a TV show getting cancelled
yeah.
and the toys being very valuable after the fact.
But that was for Woody. We didn't get to see it for old Buzz.
So Okay, well, first of all, I love the trailer. I thought just as a trailer, as a piece of art, I thought the Bowie music was fantastic. All the little scenes and references to other films. There was obviously the Empire Strikes Back kind of shot in the woods and swampy area as well. I thought it was very well done. Brought that sort of Disney trademark magic to it. But in the Toy Story films, I'm just trying to, go theory mad. We have had loads of examples of imaginative toy plane sequences.
Oh, okay. I see. I think I see where you're going with this.
So we've had the Western with Woody and is it Mr. Potato Head or Ham, who
Ham,
the
and
evil,
all that sort of stuff.
the evil players.
The start of Toy Story 3.
Yes. So
The start of Toy Story 2 is sort of a similar thing, but it's in playing the video game.
potentially, this is of a child that you could explain this whole standalone film as the child's imagination playing with a Buzz Lightyear toy.
So what you're saying is they're just going to copy what the Lego movie did a few years ago. Spoilers for the end of the Lego movie. To echo what you said, I love the trailer. Yeah. Thought that was a really, really cool trailer. I actually was on board with the idea of this anyway, because I think it's quite a cool concept to go with. I can understand why some people might be like, lazy Disney, just, trying to capitalize on IPs. But I would rather they do this than another Toy Story movie.
Yes.
So I think this is actually way more interesting of an idea than it's being given credit for.
Yeah. Because as much as I love Toy Story 4. In fact, Toy Story as a franchise probably has the highest quality of any franchise ever.
Easily so,
Four incredible movies.
Yeah, back to back with no dud in there.
Yeah.
Star Trek can't say that.
Well, come on, man. I mean, we're talking about something other than Star Trek, and you're just bringing that up. But with this, I don't want to see another Toy Story movie, but I do still love the characters, So this is a great way to satisfy both. It's a great sleight of hand trick, I think.
Yeah, plus I love Chris Evans, and I do miss him as Captain America. So this is kind of a way for me to sort of have a different Captain America.
Space Captain!
Space Captain America! That's the way forward. But that's off in the future. Let's look at what we've got coming out this weekend, including a film that I am so excited to see. I haven't had a chance to see this yet. I know it was done at like the London Film Festival and stuff, and there have been some screenings for it. I still haven't seen it. I am going to go see it this weekend though. Edgar Wright's Last Night in Soho. So way back when, Laurie and I did like a trailer reaction to this on What's on Cineworld, and I said it was like, it's one of the coolest trailers I've ever seen. And I am so stoked to see this movie. And what's made me even more excited to see this movie is that some of my friends have seen it and didn't like it because they were just like, no, I didn't get it. They tried some things and I just didn't really get it. And then I saw Alan Jones, one of the co-founders of Fright Fest, say it's one of my favorite films of the year. It's got real Dario Argento vibes. And I was like, that's why no one liked it. Because no one got what Edgar Wright was going for. My friends are idiots. Alan Jones is a master. I'm so excited to see it now.
On top of that, the marketing team and Edgar Wright himself, everyone who seems to have seen the movie, is like, there is a twist in this film. Don't tell anyone.
Yeah.
And it's a great little sales tactic. But it also, one of Edgar Wright's tropes is that he tells you what's going to happen in the movie.
Up front.
In the first 10 minutes. It's quite, if you've not seen this, go back and watch films. In the opening 10 minutes, a character...
You probably should have prefaced that Edgar Wright films. You just said then, if you don't believe me, watch films.
Watch any movie. It's called foreshadowing. It's a very effective storytelling technique. But yeah, he just lays out exactly what's going to happen beat by beat, really, and one character's... via the names of a pub in World's End.
Yeah, or quite famously, Nick Frost tells you the plot of Shaun of the Dead when he's laying out, here's what we're going to do tomorrow. We're going to have a bite of the king's head and this, that, and the other, and they do, and that is literally the plot of the film.
Yeah. So for there to be such a big twist, a sort of mousetrap style twist that you're not supposed to tell other people about once you've seen it, and it's a filmmaker of Edgar Wright's talents, I'm so excited for this.
Yeah, I love the style of it. I have seen the trailer is so great, and I'm super stoked to see it. Like I didn't really need to see any reviews going into this because I already knew that this sort of film is the sort of film that I'm gonna love. Kind of similar with the other big release we got this week, Antlers, which is a film I didn't know a whole lot about. It's a Fox Searchlight movie, and I saw the trailer for it, and I was like, all right, yeah. I'm on board for this. I was actually chatting to a friend of mine yesterday, and I was asking him, I was like, what's your favorite subgenre of horror movie? And he said to me, I love a horror movie that's got like a mad animal in it. And this is a movie with a mad animal in it.
What's top mad animal horror movies?
Well, for him, it's Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Okay.
But or
like classic monster.
A classic, any shark-based movie is like mad animal is going.
Okay.
So it's like something along those lines.
Lake Placid.
A great Deep Blue Sea.
Giant shark.
Deep Blue Sea is a great example of like mad animal movie. This looks like a great mad animal movie. And I loved the trailer for this.
Yeah, produced by Guillermo del Toro as well. So it's got very big horror pedigree chops.
But those aren't the only films that you can check out this week, because you can also go and see Dune on IMAX 4DX Super Screen, Venom, Let There Be Carnage, which is also available in ScreenX, my pick from last week, The Boss Baby 2 Family Business, Ron's Gone Wrong, The Addams Family 2, No Time to Die, and Halloween Kills. Of those releases, I know for a fact that you went to go and see one of them. So how was Boss Baby 2?
Boss Baby 2, IMAX, Leicester Square. It's the only way to see it, guys. You want the Boss Baby and the biggest boss screen possible.
I mean, peeling back the curtain somewhat, me and producer Rich went to a Cineworld earlier this week for, Cineworld business. And we were taken into a screen that was about halfway through Boss Baby 2. And the guy was like, okay, well, now we need to go. But I was like, yeah, but I could just... I could just stay here and watch the rest of Boss Baby 2 though, couldn't I?
No, I saw Dune in the Leicester Square Cineworld, which has got the huge IMAX screen.
Massive it is.
Because, it's been 2 years since I attended an IMAX screening. I walked in and I just went, just to sorry, I sort of thrust it at the camera, but I was trying to get it across.
Like, oh my God.
I mean, that kind of did happen as well. Showing. No,
I'm maxed out now.
Trying to show how big the screen was. It disorientated me for a moment. I felt like I was going to trip over backwards. But yeah, I read this week that 50% of the ticket sales for Dune, at least in the US, have come from premium screen formats, which is stuff like IMAX, 4DX. And it sounds like such a cliche. It's the only way to see it, because this is a big frickin' movie. There's a YouTube channel called Every Frame a Painting, and that's kind of the idea that every composition in a film is beautiful and means something, and when a lot of thought has gone into that stuff. I cannot think... Well, actually, The French Dispatch, which also came out this week, is also very, attention to detail. But this is one of the most biggest, visually stunning films I've ever seen. And I'm glad I saw it on the IMAX. It's not just the size of the screen that makes an impact. It's Hans Zimmer going...
Unfortunately, we missed that out for the poster quote as well from Ollie Davis, most biggest movie.
It's the most biggest film ever. On the first 20 minutes, there were legit moments where my mouth had opened like that. And I was honestly like that, and I catch myself close my jaw in a silly kind of comic book way. Because it's just spaceships. It's just... spaceships landing very, very slowly, and people walking out of the spaceships looking really cool.
So are you trying to tell me, going back to my Greg Wallace one, are you telling me that this is Star Trek the Motion Picture, but good?
Well,
because that is a film, there's a lot of slow-moving spaceships landing and people getting off them.
There's a lot to unpack there. The motion picture Star Trek, of course, you can miss a lot of the film. It's not a dense film, it's just a long film. But what Dune is it's dense, because you cannot miss a second of it. If you go to the toilet, you're not catching up. You just got to leave.
Yeah.
It's a 2.5 hour movie, and a lot is crammed into that 2.5 hours. And it's only part one.
Yeah, they announced part 2 for it now. Warner Brothers announced that we are getting a Dune sequel, which I think was probably to be expected. I think if they hadn't done it, it would have felt really weird. But I remember when I saw the first Dune, it was actually the second time I'd seen it. I'd seen it once before on VHS back in the day, and then I went to a very special screening of it. But I was also really tired, and I fell asleep. You sort of close your eyes like a micro nap, and I fell asleep for about 3 minutes. And I woke up and I was like, God, now I don't know what's going on. I haven't a single clue.
Spice?
Yes, I have no idea what's going on anymore.
Why is it so important?
So I feel like if I'm going to go, when I go and see Dune, because I'm planning to go and see it next week, I'm going to load myself up on caffeine, have some sweets next to me, popcorn and everything, so I can make sure that I'm fully compos mentis the entire time.
Yeah.
But also not too much that I have to go for a week.
It's a difficult balance. It's one of the biggest awe-inspiring films I've ever seen.
Most biggest. But it's spooky season, Oliver Davis. So you could go and see Dune, you could go and see The Boss Baby 2, which is always going to be my recommendation of the week. You can go see Antlers last night in Soho, or maybe treat yourself to go see Halloween Kills. It is Halloween after all. And some of our recent visitors of Cineworld went to go and see Halloween Kills, but had a bit of a surprise when they got there. Hey, Ollie.
Oh, yes?
You're an Unlimited card holder, aren't you?
I am. Proud.
Proud as punch to be an Unlimited card holder. And I get so much benefit from being an Unlimited card holder because I get money off my drinks and my sweets that I'm going to need to make sure I stay awake during June. I also get unlimited screenings and all this sort of stuff. But sometimes I look at all of these great benefits and I think to myself, if only there were more benefits on top of this.
I'm never satisfied.
No. But now there are more benefits because you now get a taste card as a previous unlimited card holder and new unlimited card holders.
The taste card, I used to have one back in the day. They are so useful.
Well, yeah.
You can get 2-for-1 meals at certain restaurants. You get 50% off on others. And for me, it's the 2-for-1 meals you want to seek out.
Yeah.
And you go there, date sorted. They think you're really like, oh wow, what a generous date.
Look at me putting out my extra card. Oh, yeah.
And yes, let's go to the cinema too.
Yeah, I know, right?
I am splashing the cash.
Or you having a date at home perhaps, and you think to yourself, I'm going to order in loads of pizza from Pizza Hut or Domino's, and your date comes around and be like, oh my god, you're loaded with all of this money that you spent on this, but really in mind are like, I got 50% off.
Whoa. What? This is genuine.
Yeah, you get 50% off Domino's and Pizza Hut orders.
Are you freaking kidding me?
No.
I'm seeing it in the notes
Yeah.
now. 50% off Pizza Hut and Domino's.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know that. Well, that is. I'm going to make a lot of money back. I don't know how much money I spend on pizza a year.
I know, yeah.
Okay, great. Well, that's fantastic. That's really good. That's a really good offer.
That's not an act, folks. That is a
That's
genuine
a shoot
shoot reaction.
I'm already into the taste card idea. That I did not know that.
You can also get up to 50% off on attractions and stuff, but don't just take our beautiful words for it. Watch this promotional video.
Get more with Unlimited. Now with a free taste card. Cracking deals. Like 2-for-1 meals. Or 50% off at thousands of restaurants. Join Unlimited and dine out like a movie star. You'll also get up to 50% off tickets to attractions, aquariums, theme parks and more. Join now and get your free taste card today.
A movie that I'm super duper excited for. Pre-book your tickets for Marvel Eternals. Dude, I'm so looking forward to this film.
At the start of June, obviously there's trailers. Ghostbusters Afterlife.
The greatest movie ever made, I believe.
Already. Something else, can't remember, and Eternals. And I've seen the Eternals trailer on my phone or on my...
Your iPod Touch.
Yeah, my iPod Shuffle. I don't know if that's, just the clip on one. Yeah. And to see what Chloe Zhao has done for a Marvel movie, big special effects, Nomadland is a gorgeous film to watch. And here is one unfolding in an IMAX screen in front of me with superheroes. I mean, what am I going to enjoy more? People living out of their cars to work in seasonal jobs, which makes me feel sad, or superheroes
I know, right?
in an eternal war?
Yeah. It's also, I mean, one of the things that made me really laugh from the last trailer is that there's a joke that you and I have done on the various film shows that we have done over the years, which is like, we're not going to give you spoilers for this Marvel movie, and then you'll say, can't believe Batman showed up. They literally reference Superman in the Eternals trailer. I'm like, they're stealing our material now.
And you've got two members of the Game of Thrones cast, Robb Stark and
The other one.
Jon Snow. Bringing them back together.
And we've got loads of great films on at the cinema at the moment, but I also love a very special screening. And we've got some really cool ones coming up for you, including Blade in 4K restoration on October 30th, the 20th anniversary screening of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone on the 29th to the 31st of October, and the 25th anniversary screening of Scream. I made a bold proclamation on last week's show, and I was thinking about this when you were talking about it with Dan as well. Blade is the first good Marvel movie.
I can't think of any others, you're right. That's fantastic. Roger Corman's Fantastic Four never got a proper release.
Because there was Captain America, there was Nick Fury starring Dustin Hoffman.
Jeez,
Dustin Hoffman? No, what's his name? Michael Ryder. What's his actual name?
was the-
Hasselhoff.
Punisher movie as well?
There
wasn't
was,
there?
yeah. That's with Dolph Lundgren, yeah.
Yeah.
So there were like loads of naff Marvel movies. Flame's like the first good one. We've got some special unlimited screenings also coming up. On November 8th, we've got King Richard, and on Tuesday, the 23rd of November, Pirates. Pirates being a very fun-looking UK movie about like a group of friends getting into their, you'll love this, Peugeot 205, driving to a New Year's Eve party, listening to UK garage music.
It's a time that I grew up in.
Yeah.
And I didn't particularly grow up in that culture, but Reggie Yates is the man behind it.
Yeah. As
What
soon
an
as I saw,
interesting career turn.
as soon as I saw Peugeot 205, I was like, my friend, that was his first car, was a Peugeot 205. So it took me right back to my teenage years. But the other one, King Richard, is a very interesting movie. This is Will Smith's new picture, and it's the true life story of the father that raised Serena and Venus Williams, and like trained them to be like, you know, the great athletic champions that they currently are.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, it sounds like a really interesting movie. Like, you know, Venus and Serena Williams are like incredible. So I think this is going to be a really cool film.
Yeah.
But that's all we've got time for on this edition of What's On at Cineworld Cinemas. You can check out any of the movies that we talked about in this video by clicking the links in the video description down below, including those unlimited screenings, which you can book tickets for right now. If you enjoyed this chat and you want a little bit more, what can they do, Ollie?
I don't know, maybe go to wherever you get your audio podcasts from and search What's On at Cineworld for exclusive intros and outros from us.
Indeed, where we respond to your YouTube video comments. So go and check that out. I have been Luke Cohen. This has been Ollie Davis, and that has been What's On.